Morning, folks. Give you just a little bit of an update on the greenhouse. Been a little while. Today is 28th. Yeah, 28th of July. Monday morning. It's I think it's about 9 o'clock. But anyway, turn you around here. Let you see what's going on. My cucumbers they're on their way out. As you can see, I've got leaves are dying. It has spread way over here. Boy, there's a cucumber I overlooked right there. Don't let it grow too long. Anyway, there's some I've got to pare. Some they're still producing cucumbers, but they're on their way out, and I'll show you my new starts here in just a minute. Now, I do have all of my new tomato plants out in these two rows here, like I said I was going to do. They're really slowing down. Try to get out of that fan breeze, but still got tomatoes on them. Still getting some ripe ones. See some little red ones there. There's a nice green one hanging right there. But anyway, that's where I'm at with the new tomato plants. And they are just looking beautiful. And these are left over from the ones I started, and I was going to try to keep them going until, say, like that plant right there, it's almost done. The last tomatoes are getting ripe on it, so I'll take it out and set one of these in there and try to keep them going. But here's my new cucumber starts. And there's one fell over already. I'll try to get them set out tomorrow because I've got to go to the garden this morning and see about picking beans and so forth. But these are Boston pickling cucumbers. And there's none I need to pick. That's the Early Fortune. And then there's another one right there. And then these up through here are the Russian pickling cucumbers. So I wanted to try another variety of the pickling cucumbers. Some tomatoes back there, right? That's going to need to be picked. But these vines, they'll soon be done. I can set out those others. But anyway, that's where we're at with the greenhouse. And I've lost count of how many quarts of juice we made off of the harvesting the tomatoes. We made a bunch of tomato juice. But anyway, that's where we're at, and now we'll go to the garden. All right, now we've come out to the garden, and I wanted to check the beans this morning. Now you can see right here how these Malibu beans are producing that need to be picked. And what has amazed me is like these right here, and these 2 or 3 plants right here. These were the original ones that came up, and then all the ones that didn't come up, my replants, as I resowed them, look how these are producing. This is off the new plant already. And again, the amazing thing is, not to mention how many we've been eating. We've been eating a lot of these beans. We've already canned 14 quarts just off of the few plants that came up originally. I've not even started picking off of the replants, which is what all of this is right down through here. But we'll walk around and see. Here's one of the original plants, and you can see how they're producing. And again, these are the Malibu bean. And now I pick these different probably than anybody else. I use a little pair of, I'll show you. I use a little pair of scissors. These are Fiskars. And I actually clip the bean right there as I pick them. And you can see stubs here where I've already picked some and left these on to grow. And I do that so that I don't damage the vine, because I can't pick them off of there without damaging the vine, shaking off blossoms, knocking off little baby beans. So I pick them that way. And it's very effective. See there? And again, just off these original plants, we've canned 14 quarts already. Look there. And these beans are delicious. Now you gotta do them right. You don't wash them and cook and wash them and wash them and blanch them. You don't do all that. Now you break them up, wash them one time. Got in the spider web here. Wash them one time and throw them in some bacon grease and cook them. That's how they're good. Look there. Look at that. Big old yellow tomato. See my hand there, how big that is. See how big these are. So they're starting to get ripe. That's fantastic. And see, I'm a little pepper. This one here is it's not growing very fast. But anyway, now I've picked a handful already. Another spider. Boy, if there's one thing I hate worse than anything, it's spiders. All right. I've picked a handful of cayenne peppers already off of these that were red. I've got them hung up drying. And unfortunately, I came out here one morning and 4 of my pepper plants, 2 cayenne and 2 green bell, had been absolutely decimated. All the leaves eaten off of it. And I got to looking and I finally found there were 4 those big old tomato hornworms. And they had just decimated 4 of my plants. And one of them is trying to recover, if I can remember where it's at. I see some red peppers right down there I need to pick. And, oh goodness, I'm letting the zucchinis get too big. Look there. And look at the size of these things, how they're growing. They are just magnificent. And one thing I want to try next year, if I plant zucchinis next year, there's another big right down there. Needs to be picked. Look at those blossoms. Aren't those absolutely beautiful? I may only plant summer squash next year, but anyway, yeah, look at there. There's a pest right there. If I plant zucchinis next year, I want to drive a stake down to let this big long stem grow up instead of out on the ground, taking up so much space. Look at there's another one hiding right down under there that I need to pick. Got a lot of picking to do this morning. But what I was saying about the pepper plants, one of them was trying to recover, and I'm not seeing it. Maybe it has recovered. In fact, I think it was that one right there, because that one, the worm had eaten just every leaf off of it, and it's come back out. But now one of them, all the way down on the end down there, it just turned black and just fell over. Hang on a minute, let me get this. Try to get this back inside the cage here. That needs to grow up a little bit more to where it can grow up over out of here. Stay supported. And I've been cutting the tops out of these tomatoes, trying to get them to stop growing upwards, because they grow up so far and then they break and fall over. See how that one is there? But they keep on growing, even though I top them. I don't see anything needs to be picked off of that one. And let's check this one here. Same thing here. I don't see anything on that one needs to be picked. Oh, but look right down in there. Ooh, doggies. Look there. That's some good eating right there. There's one. That's the one I was thinking of right there, not the other one back there. This was when it was completely decimated, and you can see the stubs there while the leaves are eating off, but it's coming back out. So it may end up producing some peppers after all. And I've been leaving a lot of my weeds, instead of tilling them under and pulling them all up, because it holds the dirt. When we get downpours of rain, it'll wash my dirt out of here that I've worked so hard to build this up to where it's close to level, where it was very sloping and very inconvenient to work. So I need to come over with a weed eater and just kind of cut the weeds down and leave all the root system of the weeds to maintain the soil. Let's get around here and look. Now, one thing I am noticing, these pepper plants are growing up. They're looking really nice, but there's not a whole lot of peppers on. Now, right there's one coming on right there, and right here's some more. There's one. So they're finally starting to put out, but they're doing well. And goodness, look at these. And again, these are the Dorothy Orange tomatoes. And you can see that's the one I was talking about right there. Pepper plant. It was decimated and it just died and fell over. But anyway, that's where we're at as far as the garden. And so I've got to get busy. I got to pick some beans. All right, thank you all. Thank you for your time. As I told you, I picked these by snipping them with scissors. The only preparation you have to do with these beans, that's it. Break them and they're ready to prepare. Oh, and if y'all haven't tried dry canning, you got something new to learn. Snap them up, fill your jar, cap them, put them in the canner, done. Okay? The only juice in the jar is the juice out of the bean. That way you retain all your flavor. Check it out. Try it.